Well, I done stepped it up a little bit better. I got the 2025.
Yo, Luca, what the f is this?
The kid is unbelievable.
Yo, it's Keese and welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a long time, but I promise y'all, this is a good one. We made some progress. Not with the Nova. All right, not with the Nova. But before we even get to that, we got a bunch of new things going on. As y'all can see, I'm not holding the camera and the camera is not sitting still. That is because I have a camera queen behind there helping us out, and you will see her more often, man. Say what's up to the people's camera queen. Yeah. So boom, that's an addition to the channel right there. So we definitely should be getting way better angles, more angles, all kinds of stuff going on the channel. All right, so that's number one. Number two, you guys are probably wondering where I've been. It's been a while. Work picked up. I'm gonna just be honest with y'all. Work picked up. It was kind of crazy. And then I'm taking classes to better myself on what I do at work. So just like y'all might do, right? I'm a regular everyday person. I don't do this full time. So anyways, it took me a few months to get back into the swing of things. The Nova is still sitting in the garage waiting to become its greatest version of itself. Until then, I did something that some of y'all have been saying needs to hurry up. And if you follow me on Instagram, YoItsKeese on Instagram, go follow your boy so you can stay up to date, because I'm definitely way more active over there. I did something some of y'all said I should have been did, and man, let me quit playing with y'all, man. I went and got from the first video that Nissan Z I've been telling y'all I've been wanting. Now, of course, I'm always gonna be working on the Nova, but when I told y'all in that first video, you know what I'm saying? I said 2024 Nissan Z, I wanted it. Well, I done stepped it up a little bit better. I got the 2025 Nissan Z. Come on, man. You can't do no better than that. You want a 24 and you get a 25, man. Let's go. ...2025 Nissan Z, aka 400Z. And of course, if you can follow me on Instagram, you know I put a poll up. I let y'all name her, and y'all named her posts. One of my favorite parts of the car, though, is the lights, the headlights. Now, what I've been hearing from a lot of people in the past about the Zs, right, the 350s, the 370s, they don't like these lights. They don't like these headlights. They like that, I forgot what they call them, but you know, the 370Zs, they have a different, it kind of elongates up this way. I like this though. I think it's way more sleek, in my personal opinion. Now, in terms of the front, when you talk about the grille, I think it could have been done better. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not the biggest fan of the grille, but I'm not mad at it. It's definitely an upgrade from what I came from. Y'all seen that 2010 Nissan Altima I was driving? Yeah. If y'all want to come to the back with me, my favorite part of the car is the rear. I love the tail lights. The tail lights remind me of the 300ZX. When I was younger, we grew up in Double Rock, San Francisco. And so in the hood, you ain't really seeing cars like this. But there was one dude that he owned his own construction company, black dude, and I looked up to him. And he bought a 300ZX twin turbo, and it was clean. Everybody on our block, if they had something clean, it usually was like a Chevy or a Ford or something like that. He was in there with the old school Nissans. Not the old school. At that time, it was brand new. But he had the 300ZX, and I thought the taillights were so clean. So this right here was dope that they encompassed that in the car. So I'm juiced about that. I love looking at this car at an angle from the back, so you can see those taillights and you can see that 240 kind of body style. I love the badges on there too. It's really simple. I like that. The Nissan badge and then the Z badge, I love that. I love how they have the badge on the side of the car. That's super dope. I wish, in my personal opinion, I don't have a big problem with the Nissan badge in the front, but if they would have put the Z in the front, that would have been so sick. They would have really killed it with that. Simple things, very simple things. Everything else in terms of the way this car look, it's super pretty, it's sexy. It's everything I've been wanting. When you come in, I think something that's dope that the Beamer guys and the Beamer girls have is, and the Benz, you know, the people in the Benz is they steering wheel, and they got their emblems that really, you know, take hold when they taking pictures. I'm big on this Z, so I love that they threw that Z in the middle of the steering wheel. Another place they could have put that Z emblem is on the caps for the wheels. They put Nissan on the caps. They should have put Z's on the caps. That would have been sick. That would have been sick. Little details. We don't need huge improvements, huge changes. It's just very, very small details. So this is my first sports car. All my other cars were family vehicles. And I'm really proud to say I took my time to save up to get it. And then when I did get it, it was brand new. So this is also the first car I've ever bought that's brand new. When I got to the lot, there was only 11 miles on it. It was only 11 miles on it, and that was them, you know, test driving it, moving it around, X, Y, and Z. So I'm juiced about that. So that, just with it being new, I had to learn how to, you got to break the car in so you can't do too much. You know, you got to break it in to like 1,300 or 1,500 miles or something like that. Throwing 91 in there instead of that, what is it, 87 or something. That's something I had to get used to. And just the upkeep, just staying up with it. The car itself is so tiny in there, it's not too much that you need to do, but it gets dirty quick. And then everything's plastic. So that's something else I'm hearing from a lot of the guys that have had cars in the past in this area. They don't like the plastic. And on one end, I get it because it makes it cheap feeling. But on the other end, I threw a 12-inch subwoofer in here. And all that plastic made it really easy and simple to do. So I actually am not too mad at the plastic myself. But I will say, because it's plastic, you get scratches in places where you didn't even realize you even touched. So that kind of sucks. And you know, the more you yank those pieces off and put them back on, the plastic limbs get a little flimsy. So, you know, if you're gonna make some changes, try to do it all at once so you're not doing this continuously. I will say another issue with the Z is that the default speakers they have in here are trash. They do not get loud enough, and there's definitely no mid, you know what I'm saying? It's highs and then that's it. And then even with the highs, they don't get high enough. So I don't know what you call them. So my first thing was I needed something to knock when I'm driving. So now I'm knocking, but the highs aren't high enough. So I have to go back and get more. So I went and got these CT Sounds, the Meso or Meso, however you say them, you know, that line. I don't go any lower than the Meso line when I mess with CT Sounds. I did the same thing for the Nova. For those of y'all that have been watching my Instagram, I got the 15-inch sub in the Nova. I got 6x9s in the Nova. I got 6.5s, and I got some tweeters. But that's for a later day. Y'all gonna see that. So here I started off with the sub. I'm going to change out the 3.5 starter in the rear panels, and then the tweeters up front, I'm gonna change those out eventually. So that's what's coming up. I need to get this amp raised up on some wood blocks because that heat up and mess it up sitting on the rug. But I got this amp specifically for the sub so it can knock at max power and do its Dougie. But I like that it's a hatch. And this is also a CT Sounds enclosure. So as high as it comes up, I can still see out of the window in the back. So it was a no-brainer when I got it. Now I could get the 8, you could get the 8s and they'll still knock pretty good and it'll be a lower profile. So think about it however you want to do your thing, because this, you can't hide it. So once you have something this big up there, you can't use that retractable cover to cover it up. Now I'm 5'10", 5'10 and a half, 5'11 on a great day. And I fit pretty good in here. I don't have any issues. I do like a little roll when I get in, you know what I'm saying? I'm usually driving like this, so I don't have any issues. It's a lot of clearance from the top of my head to the roof. So I'm good here. Where they have our hands and your arms resting is good too. The only issue I have up here is the cup holder. The cup holder, when there's a cup here, it's really in the way, right? So you can still go through all your gears, but it's really cumbersome. So I really don't put any cups in here. And then you do get a second cup holder back here where I'll just put random stuff in here. But I usually have this covered up because I like to have my elbow down right there, right? And so you can slide it back, slide forward, and then if you hit this button, you can open it up, and we got a compartment back here. And that compartment has a cigarette lighter and all kinds of stuff. Yeah. This little space back here, these aren't seats. They're just like little cubbies. I'm thinking of getting some 6x9s and making like a custom panel to place in those cubbies. So then I'll have some mids back there. You need to get a screen protector. So I have one now. I need to put it on here. This thing gets dusty. This thing gets fingerprints all over it. Super quick, super easy. So you definitely want to make sure you get a screen protector on that. And they do make them for the 400Zs. And then of course you got your infamous gauges up here. These gauges also reflect over here in the dash. So the rear view camera is ass. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I really dislike the rear view camera. This is the rear view camera. It's not 4K. All right. So if there was one thing in this car, and I mean absolutely one thing that has to change, it would be this camera. Of everything that they cheaped out on in this car, there was no reason to cheap out on that camera. That's crazy to me. Luckily, I don't need it as much because I'm still one of those guys that, you know, I look backwards, so I don't really look into the camera like that. But if I had a 4K camera, I'm pretty sure I would. You know what I'm saying? And that is my Nissan Z, the 2025 400Z, whatever y'all want to call her. But at the end of the day, Instagram, y'all called her Pulse, and that's what we gonna call her from now on. When I got her, or I seen her online, what I did was I took a lift up there, sat down with dude. I had only drove a stick one time, and that was literally the week before. The week before, my sister sat me down in her car because I was telling her I wanted to get it, and we just drove around her neighborhood. So I was like, all right, when I pulled up to the dealership, I told dude, look, I want her. He was like, all right, cool. We drive up the street and then we take her on the freeway. I said, well, I'm gonna hold you right there. I only drove a stick one time. We not sliding up like that. And he said, oh, I don't even know how to drive a stick, so we gonna figure it out. So it was cool. He was cool. I got up out the parking lot pretty cool. And then we got up the street. When we got up the street, I got nervous at the light because everybody was there. They honking at me. They giving me thumbs up. They revving their engines next to me. I'm like, man, let's go. First gear. Light turned green, stalled. So, oh. He said, don't worry about it. I turned it back on, tried to take off again, stalled, sitting in the intersection, bro. Like, no. Slid off after that. All right, boom, we drove up. We drove back. I said, I want her. I don't care. Let's go. Did the paperwork. After that, I went into the parking lot right next door to the dealership, and I just practiced for like 30 minutes getting out of first gear. It's my first time ever driving a stick, really. Definitely first time owning my own manual car. So after 30 minutes, I figured out how to get out of first gear, started driving around the auto mall, first, second, third. And then I said, okay, if I could just get out of first gear 3 straight times and it'd be smooth, I'm hopping on the freeway. Hopped on the freeway. I was in Vacaville, slid all the way out to Sacramento. So did a good job. It was cool. I put some footage in there of me driving the next day. The very next day, I was like, I got to learn how to do this because this is going to be my thing. And so I just practiced and practiced and practiced and practiced that whole first week. And then now it's been about a month. I feel comfortable in there. There's still a lot for me to learn, though. I ain't gonna even sit here and act like I'm some race car driver or nothing. But this is my baby, though, man. This is Pulse. She here. We're gonna get a lot of content on her. What we're gonna start doing is getting out the garage. So when I go on dates with Camera Girl or Camera Queen, we gonna somehow incorporate this beautiful thing here. You know what I mean? And then same thing with the Nova. You know, I'm gonna still have a bunch of Nova content that's coming soon. You know what I'm saying? Like, comment, subscribe. I'm telling you, the Nova's still gonna go crazy. We still getting that content too. So we gonna go on dates with this, and then the Nova we gonna be pulling up on everybody that's out there. Hold on, it's getting hot out here, man. Listen. We gonna have to call it quits right now. I rock with y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for staying in the heat with me. When we go on them dates, y'all coming with us too, but y'all gonna have to sit in the trunk or something. We gonna make it work. All right, y'all. Yo, it's Keese and I'm out.
Normal, every day in the life, I'll probably drop my phone probably once to 3 times a day.